So, Bob, my friends, I hope this finds you well. Quick update on the shoulder. It's still pretty bad. It's pretty painful. It's still swollen as well. So I have got an appointment with physio coming up where hopefully they're going to ultrasound it and we can get some more answers. I had an X-ray last week. The good news is that there's nothing in there broken. So, yay. Anyways. Today is Palm Sunday, as you can see by my rather snazzy palm cross. Today we stand at a threshold. You see, Palm Sunday begins in celebration. Jesus enters Jerusalem and he's greeted with joy, with palm branches waving, with people proclaiming him as king. And for just a brief and shining moment, everything feels full of hope, of expectation, of promise. And yet we know how quickly this story turns, don't we? The same city that shouts, Hosanna, will soon cry, crucify him. The path of glory becomes the path to the cross. And so what does today mean for us? Well, it reminds us that God's way isn't always what we expect. And I've said that in a lot of videos, haven't I? But it's true. It's not always what we think is going to happen. You see, the people of Jerusalem, they wanted a king of power. They wanted someone to overthrow the oppressors. They wanted David reborn with chariot and flaming sword to throw down those awful Romans. But Jesus didn't do that. Jesus came in humility. He rode a donkey. He brought a kingdom not of force, but of love. What they failed to see, those ancient Jews, is that is the hope. The people of Jerusalem didn't realize that that is the kingdom he was bringing, because it means that even in the places where life feels fragile, even in the places where life feels uncertain or broken, that kingdom is still there. That kingdom's still at work. And I've said many times, and I'll say it again, Christ doesn't avoid suffering, he walks towards it. The parts of our lives that we would much happily rather run from, Jesus walks right towards. He walks the hardest road so that no part of our lives is beyond his presence. He can reach us at any time, anywhere, wherever we've gone, whatever we think we've done, however far we may think we are from the path, he can reach us. Palm Sunday tells us that hope isn't found in everything going right. That hope that we can be reached anywhere is found in the moments where maybe things may actually look like they're going a little bit wrong. Those moments where we may think, well, why is this happening? And as we enter Holy Week, we're reminded not just to watch the story unfold. That's the easy part, to be a spectator. We're called to walk it ourselves. We're called to bring our joys and our sorrows. We're called to offer our praise, especially when it feels costly. You see, some of those people that stood waving these, they may have just been swept up by the crowd when they were shouting, crucify him. They did it all the same, don't get me wrong. But maybe they didn't think about it. And we've also been called to trust that beyond the cross is resurrection. We see it later on. So today, as we wave our palms, as we sing our hosannas, we do so not because everything's easy, but because Christ is with us, especially when it's hard. And that, friends, that's all we need. So that is the very short reflection I've done for Palm Sunday. As you can see, palm crosses. I do still have some of these. If you'd like one, if you haven't had a chance to get one, let me know, and I will do what I can to get one to you. Of course, as always, questions, comments, anything at all, please reach out. It's down here, I believe. This is still quite tender. I'm off at the moment. The doc signed me off. He's afraid of me damaging it further by working, and I won't lie, some days are better than others, you know. So if I could continue to ask for prayers, guys, that would be great. I'm out of the sling, like I said, and I've got some movement in my right arm, but it's not a huge amount. and I can't do it for very long. Like earlier, eating lunch was a nightmare. You know, trying to eat my roast was a pain. So if I could continue to ask for your prayers, please, guys, that would be great. Feel free to absolutely share this video anywhere you need to. I don't mind people seeing my ugly mug. They can crack on, you know. But whatever you're doing this Holy Week, however busy your Holy Week may be, have a good one, okay? Remember the path to the cross. Remember the major players of this time. Remember your Pontius Pilate, your Caiaphases. Remember Judas Iscariot. Because each and every one of them tells a story. Each and every one of them teaches us something. Judas, Caiaphas, Pilate, they teach us how not to be. They teach us how not to walk this path. Jesus, well, he always teaches us how to do it right. That was his whole remit, really. And remember, like Jesus said, it would never be easy, but it would always be worth it. One last thing before I close this video off, guys. I did a assembly before I went off last week, and I handed these out to a lot of school children. And you haven't quite lived until you've watched a pack of 5 to 6 year olds turn these things into swords. I mean, I did have to sort of remind them that no, we don't hold the cross upside down for a variety of reasons. And this is a symbol of peace, not a sword. But you haven't lived, honestly. It was great fun. So, guys, have a good Holy Week, okay? I will repost Monday, Thursday. I'll have something done for Good Friday and Easter Sunday. I can't promise they'll be very long because, like I said, I'm struggling to sit here and record for great periods. But as always, friends, your old pal, the Viking Vicar, I'm praying for all of you. Have a good Holy Week, and I'll speak to you soon, okay? God bless you, my friends, and take care.